Hello, this is Amy McCants and
Nancy Bruce
on Ready Aim Stamp. Nancy is our guest stamper, kind of, sort of, but anyway, she is going to be showing us these awesome waterfall cards.
So I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. I cased this from Dawn's Stamping Thoughts. She did this one right here, not with the cows, of course, because that's new, but she did this kind of card where it's a waterfall card, but it just has the white on the back and it doesn't actually open. But you can easily turn it into a waterfall card that opens either this way or a waterfall card with our new zebras. Aren't they so cute? Amy, don't you love them?
I love them so much.
That opens this way. So you have options, and we're going to do this option today, but with the zebras. So are you ready to?
Ready, aim, and stamp.
All right, so what we need is, I'm doing it with black, which is, this is just the base card dimensions, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then your first layer, really the only layer, is going to be 4 by 5 1/4, and I have two different ones here I'm going to use for the, well, I'm not going to use both of them obviously, but I wanted to show you, this is the corrugated. It's a little bit of an older embossing folder that we had, and it actually shrinks if you use it, because it was cut at 4 1/4, or I mean 4 by 5 1/4, and you can see that it's shorter when it's finished. So if that bothers you, you need to start bigger. But I decided not to use that, but I wanted to show it to you anyways. And then I'm going to use this one, which is called Coastal Weave, because I thought it kind of looked neat with the zebras. What do you think, Amy?
I like it. And it's good to realize that when you're using those embossing folders, they're pulling that paper into a different shape. So there is going to be a little bit of shrinkage on them.
So for just a moment, I lost my little squares, but they're here now. So here's the little squares, and they are, the white ones are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and the colored ones are 2 by 2.
And how many of those do you have?
And you use 4 of each, okay? So we're going to start by stamping our little zebras. And I'm using Memento just because I have it here and I like it. No particular reason.
I think it's my favorite black that Stampin' Up has.
Okay, so I'm going to do 1 of each zebra. And you just simply stamp it on there. I probably should have, oh, look at, I made a mess. But it's not a bad mess, so we'll leave it. And then I'll stamp another one.
Is juicy.
It is juicy.
Did you re-ink it recently?
I must have, because it's really juicy. I don't actually remember doing that, but hey, I don't remember a lot of things anymore.
Stranger things have happened.
Yes. So there's all the little zebras. Okay. 2 of them are dark and 1 is not.
That is funny.
That's probably just me. And then I'm going to do, I think, let's see. We have all these choices. How about Kick Up Your Heels? I like that. I haven't used that one yet. So we'll use Kick Up Your Heels. And it's really stuck.
Do you have a little pokey tool that, oh, you didn't need it. You got fingernails.
I have sort of fingernails. Not very good ones, but sort of. All right. So we'll just stick it on here. And we'll kick up our heels.
That's a good one.
Oh, all right.
Perfect inking. Look at that.
Once in a while, I get it right. Okay. So that's all we need for that, but I better wipe up that little mess there before I get it on something.
That's what I do.
I'm very messy. Okay, so what do we do next? Next we have this piece right here, which is 2 by 9, and it's scored at 2, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 4 1/4, which I already did for us, so you didn't have to watch me do that. And you're going to find your score lines and bend them so that they're pre-bent. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start attaching things. So I'm going to take my liquid glue, which I really like liquid glue. I'm a huge liquid glue fan. And I'm going to turn it this way. You could turn it either direction on this coastal wave. They're both kind of nice. And put it right on my card. Oops. That's why I like liquid glue, because you can move it around. Okay. So there's that. Next, I'm going to glue my zebras onto their little pieces here. It's awful quiet in here, Amy.
Love that green.
Yes, this is that lemon lime. Is that what it was called?
Yes, lemon lime twist.
Yes, I love that. It was probably one of my favoriteest colors.
Then probably the current color that's closest to that, I would say, would be granny apple green, wouldn't you?
Yep, I would say that's probably correct. But I have a pretty good store of lemon lime twist.
Well, you know, when those colors are ones you like, you gotta stock up on them.
That's right. Okay.
I like how you are so color coordinated today too. Your fingernails, your paper.
No plan. It just happened. I can't say never now, but I never get green polish, and for some strange reason I did. I must have known.
You must have.
Okay, so I got those all glued on, and okay, so now we're going to take the 1 inch by 4 1/4, and it's going to fit right down here. So what we do is I just take this and I eyeball it. And some of you probably don't like to do that, but you can measure if you want. It's probably it's about 1 inch up. And I'm just going to take my little punch and I just eyeball it too. I try to look and see, I try to find a spot that looks like that I can see with my eye. I'm kind of using that little screw head on top. I punch it and I turn it around and I try to remember where I had that little screw, which could disappear quickly in this brain of mine, but it was about right there. Look at that, it's pretty darn close. Nice. All right, so then, but I'm also going to glue it. So I put a little bit of glue
just around the ends, around the punch.
Yes, don't get it in the center because then you'll mess up your waterfall. So here's the tricky part, getting it back with I should have grabbed my brads first, but I think I can do it. Look at that, I did.
Ooh.
All right, so there's that. And then I'm going to use these little shiny brads that I have. I think they're so pretty. let's see. If we use black, I think black would look good, wouldn't it?
That would look very good.
Let's use the black.
I think if you used your green, it would kind of get lost.
Yes, it would. So you're just going to put that in there. On both of those. Now, if you make this kind of card where it's not a card, that's why I put the white on the back, besides then you can write. But also, I didn't like the brad showing. Now, these black ones don't show so much, but when I did the other cards, they showed up pretty much. It was like, whoa, there's a brad on the back. And I didn't really care for that. So, if you put your white paper on the back, it covers the brad up.
And you can't write a message unless you're using like silver or something on the back.
Very difficult, anyway. Yes.
Or the chalkboard marker.
Correct. All right, so there we go. That's that part of the card. Okay, what do we do next? Now's a good time to put this on. And you kind of measure it. Let's see. Actually, now's a good time to poke the hole. So, a 1 1/4 punch works best for this. Well, I don't know best, but it works good for it, but I couldn't find mine. So I'm using the 1 3/4. So that's the joy of flexibility.
Use what you've got.
That's right. So you just put it in there, you just eyeball it again, and you just punch it out. Just like that. Okay, and then you put this in and find your... Why is this not working, Amy? Did I not cut it at 9? I probably didn't. Let me check.
It looks pretty long.
It does look pretty long.
I bet it's an 11.
Again, flexibility, flexibility. All right. Yes, guess what? It was at 11. So, now it's at 9.
And you have a little square to use for something else.
Yes. All right. So stick that in there. No one ever said that Nancy was a perfect stamper. Okay. And you can see now that it fits in there nicely. So that's, I just stuck it in there to make sure that it does.
Which is good since it was too long.
Yes, absolutely. It would have been harder to cut it later. So what I'm looking for now is my Stampin' Tear, because that's not the right word, is it?
Tape?
Tear and tape. There we go. Stampin' Tear didn't make any sense to me. All right. This is going to get a lot of pull back and forth. So you need something that works really stiffly.
A
strong adhesive. So you probably could use the new adhesive they have out as well.
Seal Plus.
Yes, which I haven't purchased yet. Have you got it yet, Amy?
No, I just have the regular Stampin' Seal.
Yeah. Come off of there.
But they do say that the Plus is much better for really strongly securing your items.
So you have to remember that the first one is actually the last one. So like on this card here, it's the how's it going, okay? So that's where I also want the kick up your heels. So you put it on just like that.
Now are you just going right at your crease mark?
Right at the crease mark,
not
okay?
above it.
Correct. So each one of these, I might just tear these off. You know, when I was in college, I was in I hate to admit it, I was in graphic design, which I'm no designer, but I was in graphic design, and the instructor, the professor, she always would say, people use scissors, rats tear. So every time I tear and tape, I think of that. Isn't that terrible? I shouldn't have said that on the video.
I must be part rat.
See, I don't really have fingernails, Amy. There we go. All right.
Those are hard to get.
So let's see. We want this one next. And again, right at the score line. And you could use a little bit narrower strip if you wanted. And then you wouldn't have to worry about, you know, being over it or anything. But I kind of like it the same size just because then it helps me line up really perfectly.
And it gives you a little extra stability for your...
That's true. Really perfectly, as I see. I didn't line that one up perfectly down there, but that's okay. No one ever accused me of being perfect.
Just closer to being perfect.
Yes. Mary Poppins, I'm not. All right. So now we have all of these on. And again, make sure you got them on good. Okay? So see how they work? Nice. Okay. Getting rid of some garbage here. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just stick it in here. Like thus. Okay. And what we're doing is just kind of figuring out where we want it, because you want to be able to grab. Now you could just grab it with your thumb like this, but I like to put something on there so that people realize they're supposed to grab it. So I'm going to put it up a little higher so that when I put my ribbon on there, it will not stick out too far. So while it's on there like that, you're going to take, again, I'm going to use tear and tape, because I want this very secure on here. And you're going to lift this up and you're going to stick that on there.
Can you move it a little more into the camera? There we go.
I was going to wait till I measured.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay, see? So then you just stick that on there really carefully.
It's going on that little band that goes across.
Correct. And then you're going to pick it off. And then you want to make sure you get it right where you want it, because it's going to be there. So come down carefully and see if it works. Look at that. All right. Perfect. Now we're going to put our little ribbon on.
Is it this one?
That is. I already had some cut. That's why I couldn't find it. It was cut.
Action.
All right, so this I thought was cute. It's polka dot with stripes. And I tried a couple things. Dawn, on her video, she used the stapler, and I think she was right, because it's the only thing I could find that really made it stick good. But the trick with the stapler is that the ribbon is smaller than the stapler, so you either have to be only part way on the ribbon and part way on the card, or put two or something. But anyways, it works. So I tried gluing it, that didn't work.
You'd almost have to punch and then tie.
Yeah, you could
staple.
punch. You know, you could use another brad, actually.
Yeah.
But I guess the staple's okay.
I like it.
Okay, good. If Amy likes it, that's all that really matters. So, then I'll just show you, not that I need to show you, but I will. You could just put your white paper back here, glue it on, and then you would have a place to write. You could even put another zebra on there, or, you know, decorate it. I know on this one, see, I did the sponging around it. So that's kind of how it is.
And then after that is when you would also trim out
that's true.
circle.
You would, yeah, if you're going to put that on there, actually, I think I trimmed that at the end instead of the beginning. But that's the trouble with video. You don't always do it the way you really would.
Yeah, you forget.
You forget. So I hope that was fun for you guys. I sure love the zebra. I think he's just cuter than cute. And of course you could bling it up too if you wanted.
Yes.
Put some sparkles of some sort.
Winkastella.
Winkastella is always good. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it.